You know why spiritual entrepreneurs struggle to live from their passion? Why they keep taking training courses, copying other strategies, and always end up at the same point? Because they are looking for the solution outside when everything is found inside. There exists millennial knowledge that only the great masters possessed. An activation method that the ancients used to align their deep essence with their mission on earth. This knowledge was deliberately dispersed, hidden, because when you master it, well, you become free. I'm Gregory Vivas. If you're discovering me today, know that what I'm going to reveal to you could change everything in your life. But before going further, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had that sensation that you were made for something else? That inner voice that tells you your mission goes beyond what you're currently doing? If that's the case, then stay with me, because it's surely not by chance that you're coming across this video today. You see, a few years ago, I was in the same situation. I had everything to succeed according to classic standards: law studies, masters in private law. I was aiming to become a notary, a valued, stable, recognized profession, but inside something was grinding. I was moving forward with this dual sensation of a life that didn't resemble me, and my body was literally screaming it to me through violent psoriasis that covered my face and also my hands. A skin condition that reflected a soul condition. So I quit everything, my studies, my mapped out career, my certainties. I went back to live with my parents in a small village in south of France, and there it was like hell. I spent my days in front of the computer, learning digital marketing, trying to sell websites. And my father, when he came home from work, he thought I was hanging around my computer all day long. I was fighting in silence, eaten away by doubt, pain, solitude. And every day I repeated to myself like a mantra, one more day and maybe tomorrow everything will change. I had no proof that it would work, just this burning intuition that I wasn't made for an orderly life. And then one day everything shifted. I met my first mentor. He brought me to a mastermind in Thailand. There, I discovered another world, free, grounded entrepreneurs who lived from their online activities while being themselves. I understood that it was neither a scam nor reserved for an elite. It was just, and back in France, I trained relentlessly. I discovered the notion of life mission. I discovered applied spirituality, the laws of manifestation. In short, above all, what I understood is that my psoriasis wasn't a punishment but a signal that I was living beside who I really was. And today I worked with hundreds of spiritual entrepreneurs or people aspiring to entrepreneurship. And you know what I have observed? Well, they make exactly the same mistake I did back then. They look for the solution outside. They think that they are missing a new marketing strategy, training on sales funnels, the latest acquisition techniques, a sales script that converts, also training in healing, therapy, energetics. So they accumulate, they pile up, they collect methods, and they end up like powerful cars without GPSs. They have an engine, they have gas, fuel, but they are going in circles. But look at the great empire builders, the pyramids of Egypt. Do you really think they were built by chance? These builders possessed an internal technology that we have lost. They knew who they were and why they were there. They didn't copy others' method. They drew from their deep essence. The yogis called it the awakening of Dharma. The shamans spoke of connection to destiny. The hermeticists evoked the alignment of microcosm to macrocosm, all speaking of the same thing, the conscious activation of your life mission. Because you see, the real problem isn't your lack of skill, it's not your lack of technical knowledge either. The real problem is your lack of clarity about who you are and why you're here. By the way, if you want to understand more deeply this link between spirituality and material success, I have condensed my entire journey and discoveries in my bestseller books, Rich and Spiritual, which is at the moment still in French, but I plan to translate it in English. So there are 300 pages where I share my laws of manifestation, my method, for calculating your life mission and how to materialize through your spirituality without falling into the trap of disconnected spirituality. Everything I teach you here, I first lived, tested and implemented. These aren't theories, they are concrete experiences. You will find the link in the description. Let me tell you about the moment that changed everything in my life. At the beginning, when I started accompanying entrepreneurs, I did like everybody else. I talked about strategy, I talked about sales funnels, I talked about acquisition, conversion, and it worked. People listened to me, they had results, but there was another dimension bubbling in me, the tarot, life mission, symbolic reading. So I did what I called submarine work, and when a client was blocked in secret, I would draw their cards. I have my cards here. I would draw their cards and calculate their life mission. I will observe their soul configuration, but I didn't say it. I was content to transmit the right advice at the right moment until the day when one of my clients asked me a bit troubled. How do you do that? How did you know that? I didn't told you that. I had never told you that. Caught between hesitation and truth, I confessed to her that I had relied on tarot. And there, she thanked me for that and told me something that changed my life. You should tell others that's what makes you unique. This moment was a turning point for me. I began to publicly assume this part of myself, to speak about spirituality, to mix tarot, soul, mission, and business strategy. And you know what happened? Well, everything started to align. My true earth clients became to come, those who really understood me and those who were looking for exactly what I offered. That's where the idea came from, to create personalized life mission videos, because I also realized the fundamental truth. When you truly know yourself, you materialize. And when you don't know yourself, you materialize nothing. In fact, this ancestral method that I'm going to reveal to you now rests on 3 pillars that all the great masters knew. Pillars number 1, deep recognition, identifying who you really are beyond social mask and external expectations. Every being carries within them a unique mission, like a soul, a fingerprint, but most people live on the surface and answer the question, what do you do? But never, who are you? Second pillar, liberation from unconscious blockages, the fears, limiting beliefs, emotional wounds that prevent you from fully embodying your mission. You can know your mission, but if unconscious blockages sabotage you, you will never manage to materialize it. And the third pillar, incarnation in matter. And this is where it becomes concrete, transforming this inner clarity into precise action, into aligned offering, into real impact in the world. Because spirituality without materialization is just philosophy. When these 3 elements activate together, magic happens. My clients experience it regularly. You're reconnecting me to my power. I'm often told, you are the first person who saw me entirely, business, soul, mission. I finally created an aligned offering and it finds its audience. That's what I'm often told after doing these 3 pillars, what needed to be done with these 3 pillars. By the way, if you want to be surrounded by people who live this same transformation, I have created a free community. It's called Rich and Spiritual, and it's a space where hundreds of spiritual entrepreneurs, my readers, people who have had access to their life mission, share their experiences, help each other, and inspire each other mutually. Because sometimes we feel alone in this quest. We have the impression of being different, of being misunderstood, but here you will find your tribe, people who speak the same language as you, and the access link is in the description. It's still free, and it can really change your perspective. Now, I'm going to give you an exercise that you can do right away to start your activation. It's the inner recognition exercise. Step 1, connection. So you're going to sit, you sit comfortably, you turn off all distractions, you close your eyes, you breathe deeply 3 times, you put your hands on your heart and you ask yourself sincerely, what did I come to do on earth? not what your parents expect from you, or not what society dictates to you, not what brings you the most money, but what your soul really came to live. Step 2, you listen, you let rise everything that come naturally. Images, sensations, words, memories, don't judge anything. Don't filter anything, welcome everything that presents itself to you. Often our first reaction is to say, but no, that's ridiculous, that's not serious. Resist this censorship. Really listen. And step 3, anchoring. And now imagine yourself in 5 years fully embodying this mission. How do you feel in your body? What impact do you have in the people around you? What difference do you make in the world? Feel this version of yourself. Anchor it in you. This simple connection can already start to activate something powerful. And to really go to the bottom, to unblock what has been preventing you from moving forward for years, you need to dig deeper. And that's exactly what I do in my private mentoring. To apply, you will certainly find links in the description of the video. And you see, the day I activated my true mission, everything shifted. My business aligned. Naturally, my clients started coming without me having to force myself. I created offerings that truly resembled me, that came from my deep essence. And my skin condition, well, this ailment that had been hitting at me for years completely disappeared. And today I live abroad, I got engaged, I have 2 dogs. And there you go. I'm free geographically, financially, but above all, I feel useful, I feel aligned, I feel at peace. And every day I wake up knowing exactly why I'm here. I don't force myself anymore, I don't copy anymore, I don't imitate anymore. I became myself completely. And I became myself completely. So that's what I want for you too. And because I know you carry something unique, a mission that only you can accomplish, the world needs what you really are. Not what you think you need to be, but what you are. And let me tell you something that no one has surely ever told you. You don't need to be more. You need to be you. All this personal development industry tries to convince you that you need to become someone else, more confident, more charismatic, more this, more that. But it's a trap. What you're looking for outside, you already have it inside. Your mission isn't something you need to invent. It's already there. Your gifts aren't something you need to develop from zero. They are just waiting to be recognized and activated. The problem is that you have learned to not longer listen to yourself. Since childhood, you have been told to do like everybody else, to fit into the mold, to follow the rules. You've been taught to doubt your intuition, to rationalize your impulses, to ignore that little voice that guides you. But that voice is your inner GPS. And when you reactivate it, when you start listening to it again, everything changed. Your decisions become more right, your actions become more effective, your life become more fluid because you stop swimming against the current. You reconnect to the current of your life. That's exactly why I created this shortcut to find your true life mission, a unique method I developed after years of research and accompaniment. My clients who have discovered this approach regularly tell me that those were exactly the words I needed to hear. I had chills from beginning to end. Everything became clear all at once, as if you cleared my fog. If you want to discover this method, I've prepared a video especially for you. You will find it in the description links. It's free and it can really change everything for you. You know, we are living in a particular time, a time when more and more people are awakening, where more and more conscious souls are seeking to embody their mission. It's not by chance. The world also needs your awakening now. Not in 10 years when you will have more confidence in yourself, not when you will have more experience, not when conditions will be perfect. It's now, because every day you spend beside your mission is a day when the world deprives itself of your unique gift. It's a day when people who need what you bring continue to search without finding you. You're not here by chance. Your sensitivity, your intuition, your difference, all of that isn't a flaw to correct, it's a gift to share. So stop asking yourself if you are legitimate.